Greetings and welcome to the Tuesday morning Vodkast podcast. I want to show you my rock collection. That was intended to go into this cup that I had on my crotch. Now, normally I don't prepare things like this. I don't fake my stunts, mind you. But I planned on pouring as much of that into the cup as I could until it ended up all over my d. Fantastic. Well, wouldn't be the first time I've sat around with a wet crotch. How you guys doing this morning? All you fucking Billy Bumblers out there bumbling around throughout your life? Enjoying this fucking weather. Man, it has been gorgeous down here in Virginia. I've noticed, though, and I've said this before, I repeat myself all the time, but, you know, after 46 years, there's so many things you can say. You only know so many words, but our words on the Vodkast are the best words. You might notice something in your, to the left or right of your screen. When I flip the cameras in the software, I never know what's left or right anymore. So when I'm pointing at the bell, I don't know if that's actually where the bell is or not. And of course, sitting in the background there is our Hydrox, which I'm going to film today. Man, I've never been so intimidated by something. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's a very daunting task. Like the idea of like, it's almost the pinnacle. Like the original, the Hydrox, which came out before Oreo, are now going head to head with Mondelez, Nabisco, whatever their name is nowadays. And it's such an epic conclusion almost in a way. I almost feel like I should just stop doing Oreo reviews after this. Like this is the ultimate pinnacle. This is finally something I never thought I'd be able to do. And here we are doing it sexually. No, we won't do it sexually because that would be dirty. But I did want to try this morning. I have talked about this for years. I'm like, why have companies not done this before now? Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnamilk. I can't actually read that. I'm hoping I actually got the name right. Both of them, no, Grayson, my son Grayson didn't want to try it. He was grossed out by it. Like, I wonder if he thought that it was actually like, you know, a bunch of people ate cereal bowls and then they just collected the milk and bottled it. Could you imagine that? I don't think that would get by FDA approval. I, for one, though, am very excited about this. I didn't discover Cinnamon Toast Crunch until, I don't know, it might have been 5 or 6, 7 years ago. Like, I got, when I was a kid, I was a very picky eater. And so I didn't really branch out with the different foods that I liked. If I like something, if I like Rice Krispies, then I stuck with Rice Krispies. And I'm going to be honest with you, I ate Rice Krispies for a very fucking long time because it was all my uncle had. And I don't know why it was all we had, but I think maybe that's what I asked for. I used to dump sugar down the bottom. You'd put the cereal in, the milk in, and then sugar, and just shake it all up. Or not shake it up because it would make a fucking god-awful mess. But you'd stir it all in, and that's how you'd eat your Rice Krispies. And it would be kind of gritty. And then I wonder why my teeth are all fucked up as an adult. All right, let's try this fucking thing. This isn't like a legit review or anything. I just wanted to drink it. Yeah, so I only discovered Cinnamon Toast Crunch within the last 10 years. I can't say that, no, I can't smell anything. My sense of smell is like getting worse and worse, I swear to God. Some days, like, my sense of smell goes up and down. Like one day, all of a sudden, I'm like, what are all these smells around me? I can smell everything. Sometimes I don't want to smell everything. And then there are days where, like, people are like, oh my God, that's disgusting. Do you smell that? And I'm like, no, I don't smell that. I can't smell nothing. All right, here we go. Okay. So this was going to go one of two ways, I figured. It was going to go overboard with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal milk flavor explosion. Because after you eat a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is probably one of the best cereals ever made, it's so good, and you end up with a bowl of milk that's just this. But it's a little bit stronger than this. And it's almost too much. Like most cereals, when I get to the bottom of the bowl, if it's Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, whatever, and I have milk, I will drink the shit out of that because that's delicious. That's all just the sugars and the fruity flavors or whatever it is that you've eaten, all at the bottom of a bowl, just waiting to reach your stomach and eventually the toilet. It's kind of depressing, actually. But this went the other opposite, well, not the opposite end of the spectrum. It went the other way with it. It mellowed it out and made it a little bit more subtle. So much appreciation, Nestle. Nestle. Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnamilk. Go out and get yours right now if you're into that sort of thing. I am. Not. I almost forgotten that I had poured water onto my crotch, which is a real bummer because, well, I guess it'll dry. It's going to warm up today. People worry about the weirdest things, like, oh my God, you got water on your crotch. What are you going to do? I'm going to let it dry. It's fucking water. I'm not going to melt. I didn't have my phone in my pocket. People just need to say, fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling. Getting lazy on the Vodkast podcast. I used to do things like move microphones out of the way, clean up a little bit. I'm not even running all my lights today, but that's why I started this thing. That's why I started the Vodkast podcast, is because I love producing content like I used to do on the Road to 40. And the Road to 40 style is the easiest stuff to do because I can sit and I can tell you a story, or we can talk about something, or I can give you an opinion. Whereas when I'm doing an Oreo review or something that requires me to be over there, it's like at least an hour setup to get everything the way I want it to look. Every angle right, the lighting right. And then the worst thing about that is I focus so much on that stuff. It's almost like I need at least one or two more people with me doing this so that, like, they were like, hey, don't forget to turn on that microphone. Hey, did you check and make sure that software is running in the background? Da-da-da-da-da-da. For example, is that software running in the background? Yeah, while we're at it this morning, let's have a little bit more sugar. I saw these the other day when I got the carrot cake. A lot of people have been sharing ideas of things I could do on the podcast, and I am so backed up right now. It's a bummer. It's not a bummer. It's awesome to know that I have so much stuff to look forward to filming, but at the same time, I don't want that stuff to get stale. You know what I mean? Like, I want not the food itself or whatever I'm doing. Like, I don't want the concept to go stale. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know that I'm very backed up on stuff. And so I'm just going to eat one of these mini peanut butter sandwich creams. It looks like they're ripping off the Oreos are doing these too, but I'm not going to get into every Oreo product that hits the market, because if I did that, I'd have to take a second mortgage on my house. Okay, I can smell that. Smells like a combination of cookies and chocolate. My problem, the Bentleys were just bad. I think they were the first to last. I don't remember. They were the second to last. They were bad. That's fucking delicious. Those are really good. They start out smooth and creamy with a nice milk chocolatey outer layer. Then you break through the crispy cookie inside with a little bit more cocoa added to it. And then finally, when it reaches the back of your throat, you're tasting these peanut butters that you never knew were there. Well, you knew they were there because you bought the product and it says it on the package. But outside of that, that's a good cookie. That was just what Bentley needed, was a chocolate coating on the outside of their cookie to improve everything. Well, all you lads and ladies, the time has come for me to move on. I have life to deal with. But I do appreciate you stopping by and saying hi and sitting down and having a few words with me. You were a little quiet this morning, but that's okay. If you guys are loving watching these and listening to them as much as I love making them, please consider smashing that like button, commenting, sharing. Definitely share. Share all you can. Share the shit out of this video. Share all the videos. I have almost 1,000 videos on YouTube. I want you to share them all today. Go forth and share them with the world, my children. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. All right, you guys, don't forget to make somebody smile today. Take care of each other out there, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of the Vodkast podcast with your host, Jason Oliveira. Boy, howdy. I got a wet crotch. I got a wet crotch. You got something in your pants.